Hearing.
Hey, the future of the Avengers could be going a little bit more dark, if you will, with the Dark
Oh,
Avengers, huh?
oh. Right,
Yeah.
I've got a bone to pick with you. Right. You said they're the Suicide Squad of Marvel.
I mean,
They're not. Let's
yeah,
be honest. If
yeah.
anything, they're the if they're more the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Not quite Legion of Doom. I only called you out on it because Discord's like, oh, I mean, you said it. It's like, I mean's wrong.
Yeah, you know what? I'll man up to that one. I'll man up to that. I was wrong on that. Yeah, Legion would be more appropriate because Lex Luthor and Norman Osborn. Yeah.
No, it's just like, oh, we're the villains of the people we're impersonating. Like, it's not quite. It's not the exact same as the Legion of Doom.
I mean,
Or
so
uh,
here's how it goes with me with comics. I fell out when high school and stuff, and I wasn't too much into it. I just didn't have time. I kept up a little bit. Civil War started to bring me back around. Secret Invasion was like, oh, I really like this. Maybe I should look back into it. But it wasn't until my friend who was at the time working at GameStop, he was the manager. Like I came in to pick up a game. He goes, "Oh, you like comics?" Right? I was like, "Yeah." I mean, I haven't really kept up with them too much. And he goes, "So check this out. I know you like Norman Osborn. He's now playing this character called Iron Patriot, and he's like leading an evil Avengers team." I was like, "Okay." And then I just went out, picked up anything I could that ties it in. So like, I'm real excited if this movie happens.
I think it like if you look at how the movies have gone, they're in that mid 2000s era,
Yeah.
and like everything they're doing is following on from that. Like Spider-Man Homecoming's clearly Ultimate Spider-Man, which is like the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
You had Civil War, you got this. Like the only thing is Infinity War, but that's like neither here nor there. Um, so like, I think the Dark Reign era, and like once we get Dark Avengers out of the way, then like AVX is the next thing after that. Because I can see this being Phase 4.
Oh, like, so let's talk about it this way quickly. Do you think they do a then secret invasion that leads into this, like the comics, or do you think they just jump
Um,
straight into it some other way?
I don't know about Secret Invasion. I forgot about that. Because with this you could quite easily spin it off from Infinity War or Avengers 4. And it's like, oh, like they all did this, they're all dead if they die, because there's a rumor that only two survived the original six. So Norman steps in, takes over Shield if there is a Shield or whatever he has, and then brings together his Avengers that look like the ones we've had because he wants the public opinion on his side. That's
Mm-hmm.
my theory. So it's like, we got Minerva in Captain Marvel. We know a little bit about her. She's jealous of Kara and all that, so she's the Captain Marvel of the Dark Avengers. Ares, you could bring in Eternals, do it that way. Like you can just cherry pick from all over and then have this as like the big final. But
Yeah, I think there's a lot that like they want to push forward with this, and I think Dark Avengers just inherently the look of that movie would look different to attract eyes. And they said the Avengers brand is like the only one that's going to keep going. That's never going anywhere. That name is
yeah,
so powerful. So if you're doing like Young Avengers, New Avengers, Dark
oh, yeah,
Avengers, that's enough to separate yourself from the core Avengers brands, which is what I think they want to do. I think we're
yeah.
done getting core Avengers films, if that makes sense, because like that's ending with Avengers 4. That era is kind of being left behind.
Mm.
We're moving into like a
Which
new era.
which you can perfectly tie that into this. You
Mm-hmm.
go, right, there's going to be no more Avengers films, but you're going to have their each individual movies in Phase 4, and then your next Avengers movie is Dark Avengers. And you can, like, the frustration that characters in the movie are going to have, the audience can kind of have as well.
Yep.
It's like, well, where's my Avengers? Like, these aren't the ones, like no, you're bad guys. Like, you can kind of play it off that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Like, you set it up in a completely different way.
true.
Like it's just you've had 10 years of it being this way. We're now going to do the reverse of that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, the reverse, you could say is kind of lazy, but it's something we haven't had.
Right. And it would work. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I have no doubt it'll work. It's Marvel Studios, so why not?
No, like you imagine if you have an Avengers trailer, but it's all bad guys. It's just like, well, they aren't like, people are upset with Infinity War because they just dusted everyone you've ever cared about. Like, imagine people are going to feel like with that. It's just like, but not my Avengers, like, bring them back. It's like, and then you get that big like uproar moment.
Do you think it could possibly be the first time we actually see a crossover? Because I feel like if you're gonna have a Hawkeye or something, come on, Bullseye, like you're setting them up in Daredevil right now.
I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised. No, we've said that there's something going on with the TV and the studio side. 2019, if it does happen, it's going to be when it happens, like when the Disney Fox stuff is done as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're getting Marvel TV shows on the Disney service, which is they've said is canon to the movies, like everything else is. So why not? Like, unless Bullseye dies in Daredevil season 3, like I think they'd be stupid to do that.
Same.
Like Netflix have got their own plans, just pick up Bullseye and just drop him in here.
God, that would be amazing. Imagine how much of a nice kickback that would have back to Daredevil. Like,
yeah.
Netflix could be smart to want to do that with ABC and, Marvel, so.
Because it's not like there's any Hawkeye villains in the movie, so.
Yeah.
Perfect way to set it up, have a Hawkeye show on the streaming service where he fights Bullseye.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
And have that before this movie comes out, and you got the perfect segue to it. Not just, I'm the Daredevil villain.
Right.
It's like I also fought Hawkeye, and I'm taking Hawkeye's spot on here because why wouldn't I?
Exactly. My God, starting to water at the mouth just thinking of those possibilities. Sounded so good.
Like we said it so many times before. Like they could literally at this point do anything.
Oh, I think.
But recently, you could tell where they're going because we've known where they're going. At this point, we don't.
My feeling is next year, end of summer, when they officially do that D23 announcement, because that's when it's most likely the scenario where they're going to announce the future, if not San Diego Comic-Con. When Kevin Feige shows up like the next 12 projects they're doing, and it involves like 3 TV series and like an Avengers movie and the female-led crossover and like sequels, I think we're going to be looking at like this giant web of intricate connecting pieces. He's going to pop up. It's like, all right, here's how everything goes for the next 5 years, guys. And we're just all like sitting there, like sweating, like trying to figure out how do you get to that end spot, which is going to be like, Dark Avengers, blah, blah, blah. You're like, oh God, I can't even handle this right now.
It's going to be like, how am I supposed to earn a living? Like, there's too much. Like, no, I have a job to do, Marvel. Stop.
Oh, God damn. I mean, I'm excited. I think that's what people should take away from our convo. We're both real excited by this.
Especially that era of Marvel. It's kind of infamous being one of their best. So,
in my mind, it is their best. Yeah. So, I can't wait.
It's a shame that something I want probably not going to happen now because of certain things that regarding what we're going to talk about. But oh well.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess that'll end it on Dark Avengers, and hopefully this is one of those scripts that goes into development, so.
I bet it will.